I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I brought some wonderful caramels over at the hotel if you...
Mr. Hill.
Ah, Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college did they give a degree for annoying women on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you any right to follow me around wherever I go? Another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily hoodwinked or mesmerized as some of the women in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you I have a shelf full of reference books in the library which may very well give me some interesting information about you. Oh, Professor, we're all agog, simply agog.
I'm Ethel Toffenmeyer. And this is Miss Squires, and Miss Hicks, and of course you met Eulalie McKechnie-Shin, our mayor's wife. Isn't it exciting, Eulalie?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say it at this time. My husband wished to investigate, I'm sure, and naturally I'm reticent. Oh yes, I'm reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin, I understand, but you see, part of my music plans include a committee on the dancing. Wait, do that again, Miss Shin.
Oh, well, I have a bun in there that bothers.
Oh, what grace! What natural flow of rhythm! What expression of line and movement!
Mr. Hill.
She must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance, mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yes, we must.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sart. Will you? Will you? Say yes, Mrs. Shin.
Eulalie McKechnie-Shin. Ah, well, that is dancing.
Then you accept?
Yes, and I would like to say...
Thank you. Now, the lady who plays the piano, Marion Peru, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Professor, her type of woman doesn't belong on any committee. I shouldn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty book.
Chaucer. Rabelais.
Balzac.
And the worst part is, well, I shouldn't tell you this, but I'll tell. The man lived on my street, let me tell.
Stop. I'll tell. That woman made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came along. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison, you mean Madison Picnic Park, Madison Gymnasium, Madison Hospital? That Miser Madison?
Exactly. Who did you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. He gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he left the library building to the city. But he left all the books to her.
She was seen coming and going from his place.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That woman raised up with a guilt and charity love. She had a look of blood in her eye and silver voice and tricks of rain. Smelled her town and your feel a lump of lead as cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be. Left River City, the library building got levels on the roof. Chaucer, Rabelais,
Balzac.
Of course, I have just what you need over the hotel. Come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave. Mrs. Brew, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your son had that same firm chin and those splendid cheek muscles, by George, not that he could ever be really great, you understand.
Is that so? And his name is St. British, why not?
Well, you see, all the great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Klein.
But Professor, we are Irish.
No, really? That clinches it. Sign here, Miss Peru. Your son was born to play the cornet. That will be $7 in earnest money. Nothing more due payable until the first installment at the beginning of band practice. Thank you. And of course, we'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Hello, son.
Have
A stripe? Why, certainly, my boy. A wide red stripe on each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to see his one, Professor. He doesn't say Trino today, not even to us. If you were getting paid back, it'd be a miracle. Where are you from, Professor?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, Gary Conservatory was my alma mater.
Who's she now?
Hello, Miss Peru.
Mr. Hill,
He wants to put Winter up in band.
do you pursue everyone's home like this?
Marion!
We're not interested.
Now, why not let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else?
You'll have to excuse Marion. She's not quite...
Please, I'm sure that at heart she's as lovely as yourself. Good day, Miss Peru.
Good day, Professor. Marion Peru!
Has he gone?
Hope not forever, darling. Don't you ever think about your future? Gary, Indiana Conservatory. Class of all 5, my darling.
Now, Mama, the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. But it's a well-known principle. You keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in another. They'll never strike much of a fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grove to get the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal from 1890 to 1910. It's a big blue volume with black corners.
Do I have to...
You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down.
What are you up to now? Why need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Sunita. Hey, Sunita. Meet me after supper.
Meet you where?
The footbridge.
Last time the lumberyard and now the footbridge? And where will we meet after that? Black Hole, Calcutta? Ika. Tommy, it's Papa!
Didn't I say get that Spellbinder Hills credentials? I did. I said it morning of July 4th, 1912.
Yes, George.
And now the whole town's turned upside down, with the school board singing up street and down alley instead of tending to city business. People dancing.
I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater,
Is who?
his university.
Oh, I know all about that. It's all I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of '05.
Yes, well, if you'll just take a little time to read about the conservatory, I'm sure you won't have to look any further. It's on page...
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon is just coming up from the depot!
The Wells Fargo wagon, at this hour.
It could be the band instrument!
The band instruments. I want that man's protection.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
I've got a box of maple sugar on my birthday.
And March I gonna bring that candle.
And once I got some great food from Pimba. Sent me a bathtub and a cross-country song.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. A prepaid surprise for COD.
Could be curtains or dishes or a double boiler. Or it could be, yes, it could be, yes,
You're right, it surely could be
something special.
something very, very special now.
Just for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. It could be something for someone who is no relation, but it could be
You're right, it surely could be
something special.
something very, very special now.
Just for me.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon keep a coming. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon keep a coming. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon, don't you dare to make a stop until you stop for me.
And Mr. Riz.
Here you are, Winthrop.
Gee, thanks, Professor. My cornet.
Men, you will each receive instruction in due course. For now, keep off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da. La-di-da.
Sister, have you ever seen anything so scrumptious and gold as this scrumptious gold thing?
Round one for you, Mr. Hill. But I better hear some by gad tootin' out of them horns in pretty short order, or I'll see you in front of the grand jury. Now, about that book.
Come, George.
Just a minute. I've got to get something from the librarian.
I've never seen Winthrop so happy. Thank you, Professor Hill.
It's my pleasure, Miss Peru.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new steps the professor taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
The shapoopy.
The shapoopy! Now, a woman who kissed on the very first date is usually a hussy. But a woman who kissed on the second time out is anything but fussy. But the woman who waits the third time round, head in the clouds, feet on the ground, she's the girl, she's glady bound. She's a shapoopy, 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 the girl who's hard to get. Shapoopy, 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 but you can win her bet.
Off my daughter.
Your daughter and I have been going steady behind your back, but we'd rather be doing it in front of your back.
I'm going to warn you once more.
Now, George.
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think you meant peep.
You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now get out. Get out, you wild kid, you.
Uncle, please, can't you let some people make blood on the marketplace? Yikka!
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Go home.
Mr. Mayor, I want you to know I'm vouching for Tommy G-List. That boy is the confidence of every kid in this town. You'll be standing in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll have from tripping over their beers. Let me tell you something, my fine feathered, my young feathered, never mind. J.C. Ewart, Oliver, Olin. I want this man's credentials, and I want them tonight. Don't take your eyes off him. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon. And no sin.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Schimm has behaved abominably, and I think it wonderful of you for coming to Tommy's defense.
Well, man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? The coward dies 1,000 deaths, the brave man only 500?
Yes, I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
Oh, it's cornet. It's a nice cornet, gold-plated, mother-of-pearl keys, you know.
Yes, I'm sure it's fine. He tells me about some think system. If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor.
The think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit, but I really can't discuss these things with you in public, but if you'd allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Take a little talk, little cheep, cheep, cheep. Talk a lot, think a little more. Make a little talk, try to start cheep, cheep,
He brought me fishing and he told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he also taught me a song that barely has any S's in it.
Really?
Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, that's the town that makes me well. If you'd like to have a logical explanation, how I have to know this elegant syncopation, I will say without a moment of hesitation, there is just one place that can light my face. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, not Louisiana, Paris, New York, or Rome, but Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. I had to show Amaryllis my live frog. Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
You the piano teacher in town?
Why, yes.
Then you must know about this fellow Hill from our boys' bands here.
Yes.
Well, don't let her worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swiddling two with thimble right there. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute watch stop.
Who are you?
Named Charlie Cowell, animal salesman. But just now I expect a good name of the traveling fraternity from this swiddler.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake my old lady's corset cover? That fellow's been the raspberry seed in my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of music teacher are you? You didn't see through him? He's no more professor.
Oh, I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professors. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director.
Now
He's
wait
classic.
a minute. Fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No,
But nothing, girly girl. He never formed a band in his life, and he never will.
You'll never make that train at the crossing, or at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word, and I can see you until later with.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a real salesman, I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? I missed that train to get fired, and I gotta leave word about that fellow Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not on your tin type. How do you'll deliver these letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little? Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's gonna bill in every county in Illinois. That's other than 2 counties, not counting piano teachers like you he cozies up to keep them out shut. Neither one of you should the last of me, girly girl.
Darling, who were you just talking to just now?
Hello, Miss Marion. Top of the evening, Miss Peru.
Hello. Well, you and Marion should come set. I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
You did ask me to call.
Professor Hill, is it true that you... What I'm trying to say is, I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now, where would you get an idea like that?
One hears rumor of a traveling salesman.
Now, Miss Marion, you know you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so my mother Winthrop and I could have some security. Surely you don't believe...
Of course not, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly, and that's what starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Well, but of course, it stands to reason that, take you for example, with your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily get it misinterpreted. Now honestly, mightn't they?
Why?
And so you say, were another salesman jealous? They could be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things.
Yeah, of course.
It just means you should never believe anything you hear. If you discuss things...
Miss Mary and I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you, but couldn't we do it sitting down? Your knees bend and all?
We can sit on the bench.
Or we could sit on a large hollow log over at the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk. Meet me there in 15 minutes.
I can't. Please, some other time, maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian. I'll look enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a whole lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I want to make today worth remembering. The footbridge.
What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be the saints and praise the Lord. I think he just thinks this much harder.
One Grecian urn, 2 Grecian urns, 3 Grecian urns, and a fountain.
Stop! Listen to this man!
You gullible green grass goats, I'm talking about Harold Hill, road agent, highwayman, pickpocket.
Pickpocket?
Same thing, and he's had his hand in your wallet, mister, and yours, madam, and yours, little lady. Ever since the first moment he came to this town, there's more documented evidence than I have time to read. There isn't any band, there never has been any band, and there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this band down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me? I want my money back!
Money back? I want his hide!
After him! After him!
Greg! Some crazy guy's going all over town spilling everything!
Get the rig.
I got it!
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
Well, it's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle whirl around here and get yourself caught in a trap, you go ahead. But I'm going to get on the...
Don't worry, Marcy will meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I'd say about 26 years late, seeing that you've never just been to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything.
Oh no, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving...
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful.
Marion,
Greg! Hey, Greg!
Okay, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berloy. This could be it.
Who's the salesman here? Looks like she's selling and you're buying. She's so far off balance now you couldn't tell her from a catboat in a hurricane.
Go get the rig. Never a quiet moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about.
Well, we don't really need to go into that now, do we?
No, or ever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh, about what?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in '05.
Why, there's certainly.
Because the town wasn't even built till '06.
You knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came.
Why, you
I'll see you at the sociable.
Greg! He's not anywhere around here.
Okay.
Let's try down by the creek.
Hold on a minute here, son.
Let me go, I'm not your son.
Not until I talk to you for a minute.
You won't tell the truth anyway.
I would too.
Would not.
Would too, tell you anything you want to know.
Can you lead a band?
No.
You big liar.
Yes.
You dirty rotten crook.
Yes.
Let me go!
Listen, you wanted the truth, didn't you? Now I'm bigger than you, and you're going to stand here and get it all, so you might as well quit wiggling. There are two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's why I wanted you in the band, so you quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, the other thing isn't really any of your business, now that I think about it.
But we should never come to River City. No, you don't, Winthrop. Victor, you believe him? I believe everything he ever said. The way all the children looked and acted. Especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish she'd never come to River City? Well, you don't, do you? No, I don't. Now go, Harold, please. Go, Professor.
I can't go, Winthrop.
Why?
For once in my life, I got my foot caught in the door.
Greg! They're coming, Greg! They're coming! That way!
Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those, as I have heard, who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who can forget your Iowa stubborn, chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Professor Harold Hill came along. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he brought to River City. And if you are, I'm sure you'd like to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there is anyone present who does not think this man Hill should be tarred and feathered, please step forward. You Lily, step back. Have you people gone crazy? Have you forgotten the expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments you bought from this man? Have you forgotten the clear understanding and warranty that your children would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band, I ask you? Where is the band?
Think, man. Think.
Jimmy, play for me, boy!
River City has never had a prouder moment.
That's Teddy and his clarionet.
Tommy, you're an alright kid.
Just give me a second. Sean, when you shake it around.
All right, that's good. Oh yeah, that's right. All right. That's hilarious.